Guys, I wanted to go ahead and give my review of Beauty and the Beast, the new remake. I just got back from seeing it. I absolutely loved it. I didn't think they removed hardly anything from the original. That being said, I do think they altered it a little bit. Like, it wasn't taken out, but it was tweaked. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Like, Maurice did invent things, but he was a painter. He wasn't like I'm sure this is wrong, but like a mechanical working person. He didn't make equipment. He was a painter. He was an artist. There were quite a few things I loved about this movie. I loved the whole movie in general. It was absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful to see. I thought it was very well adapted. They didn't take any of the original songs out. I think it was a very hard movie to live up to with the original, especially with the songs. They had a lot to live up to. Particularly one I thought they did great with was Be Our Guest, because that was one I was concerned about, because it's absolutely a classic. It'd be very hard to outdo it. I'm not going to say they outdid it, but they definitely did it justice. They absolutely did it justice. The whole movie. When I first saw the trailer, I thought I had a problem with Belle's dress because it wasn't exactly like the one that was in the animated feature film. But after seeing this film, I can understand why they made these changes. And it wasn't like they completely changed the dress. It wasn't blue or anything like that, but they just kind of changed the design of the dress. But I think the dress definitely does the original justice. I think I understand why they did that. More practical, more realistic. I understand that. There were a lot of complaints I heard about the CGI. I thought the CGI was fine. I thought it was absolutely great. Particularly with close-ups of the Beast, which are the scenes I had the most concern with at first before I saw it. Nothing to be concerned about if that's what you're worried about. Absolutely great. There were quite a few added scenes and added songs in here. Honestly, I really enjoyed the song Evermore. I can't remember the name of the other one, I'm forgetting. But I liked all the added songs in it. I didn't think they felt forced. They felt very natural. Beast has a solo song in this film. I could be wrong, but I believe that song is Evermore. Because that's the one I'm talking about. I'm going to call it Evermore. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but if not, I apologize. One of my favorite characters in both the remake and the original is Lumiere. I like that they kept his love interest, Plumette, the little duster. Mrs. Potts I really liked. Chip I liked. I didn't feel like I don't know how to explain it. It was, this whole movie just felt magical. It didn't feel like, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out how to word this in a way that will make sense, and in just my usual, talk. Gaston, I didn't think I would like him as Gaston. What's his name? Luke Evans, I believe? I think it's Luke Evans. I really liked him as Gaston, and he has a good voice. They did change the song Gaston a little bit, but from what I hear, they used the lyrics from the, deleted lyrics from the original movie. I liked, I'm gonna just say Olaf, because his name isn't coming to me right now. The guy that plays Olaf, absolutely perfect casting for LeFou, and I really liked that he turned out to be good in the end, and he actually helped them. The castle people, the enchanted objects, beast. They actually changed Beast's death scene. He does die, but obviously he's brought back if you've seen the original. Instead of him being stabbed, he is shot repeatedly by Gaston. But Gaston dies the same way. Maybe not in the same place of the castle, but in the same way. He falls to his death. Emma Watson. I didn't think I'd like her as Belle. She did really good as Belle, I thought. I was really unsure about the casting for Belle, but after seeing this movie, I loved it. Nothing to worry about there. The colors were beautiful. Everything on this movie just popped. It was wonderful. Dan Stevens as the Beast. I was really excited to see him as the Beast. I know he had to wear stilts during the dance scene, and I know people were saying he looked really stiff and he wasn't very fluid with motion. But, I mean, I didn't think it was bad at all. I didn't see the flow problem that other people did. Maybe the next time I see it I will, but the first time I didn't notice it. All the music choices, I think they did good. I love the song Belle. I believe everything is placed pretty much in the same time as the original was, like, runtime-wise. Or really close to it. Another thing, I know in the original animated film, Mrs. Potts, it didn't ever mention her husband, or I'm going to say love interest. In this one it does, and she's actually married to Mr. Potts, which actually turns out to be the villager from, one of the villagers from Belle's Village. The Enchantress is in this, which is interesting to see because in the animated film she was not, except for maybe a whole 6 seconds in the very beginning. But I think everything that they added or changed, I think it was well justified, because obviously there are things you can do with an animated film that you can't do with a live action film, but there are things you can do also reverse that you can do with a live action that you can't with animated. So I think all these changes were pretty justified, and also giving it some new life, new life. I'm sticking with new life. I absolutely cannot wait to buy this movie on Blu-ray and watch the bonus features, because I bet they are going to be amazing. Another thing I had a problem with in the trailer was the rose, how it looked. It looked very animated, but it's an animated rose, so. But in the film, I couldn't tell. It's obviously an enchanted rose, so it's gonna look a little, not fake, but magical, if that makes sense. The glass jar holding the rose in was beautiful. It had its own art scheme, which if you've seen the movie or the trailer, I think it featured some of the artwork on the glass jar. Absolutely beautiful. The other things that really stood out to me were the way they... I'm losing the words for these, but I'm going to say the way they did the music in the film. It was different and slightly changed, but it was still very true to the original. Like, they switched up some of the lyrics that were for a different character and gave them to a new character, but they were all still there. I would give this movie a, excuse me, probably at least an 8 out of 10. Because it definitely has nostalgia going for it. The songs are wonderful. It's not an exact copy of the animated feature. It does have differences, and Belle's mother does make a cameo in this. And yes, it is a cameo. She's not in the actual movie as a character. It's just a flashback cameo. It also said that Belle is from Paris, which I don't think was mentioned in the original animated movie. I still think out of all these characters, my two favorites are probably Mrs. Potts and Lumiere. Because Lumiere is obviously the comic relief, most of the time, the sarcastic relief character. But Mrs. Potts also brings that lighthearted, kind of motherly figure to it. So everything works out really well. Basically, it's not 100% the animated movie, but live action. But it's definitely the animated movie with added scenes. If you know what I'm saying there. Sorry. After seeing it, I wanted to go immediately back and see it again. It was absolutely a wonderful experience. And if you're trying to decide whether you should see it or not, I think you should definitely go see it, because it's definitely worth it. It's beautiful, the music's great, the acting's wonderful, the colors are wonderful, the CGI is great. There's really no reason I would say you shouldn't go see this unless you just didn't like Beauty and the Beast. In which case, you probably wouldn't like this one, but I'd still say go see it, give it a try. Maybe you'll like this one more. Maybe it'll do something for you that the other one didn't. But if you're a longtime fan of Disney, or if you like the original Beauty and the Beast, go see it. You're not going to regret it. Now, obviously, if you're just going in there to nitpick, then you're probably going to find every excuse to not like it. I know my mom didn't like it, but she doesn't like the original. Or at least not enough to watch it again, she said. So I'm like, well, if you didn't really care for the original to watch it again, why would you like this one? That makes no sense. And I would honestly pay to go see this one again. I think it's definitely worth your time. Excuse me. If you had a problem with any of the actors they chose, you probably won't have the same feeling after seeing the movie, or at least it won't be as prominent. Because I think everyone did their best at doing this film, the very best they could. I didn't even know Emma Watson could sing till this, and that's what I didn't even know this was going to be musical until later. I thought, if anything, it was going to be like The Jungle Book, where the song was in it, but it wasn't a musical, if that makes sense. I was honestly expecting a remake like Cinderella, the last one. But this is definitely a musical. If you just interested in seeing a musical, go see this. Why not? Literally, why not? I know people were mentioning she declined the offer to be in La La Land for this movie, and that it may not have been the right choice, but I don't think so. This movie made its budget back in 2 days. What does that say? I mean, La La Land made its budget back, but I can probably guarantee not in 2 days. If you wait to either rent this or just buy it, or wait till it's in the dollar theater, no matter what, I feel you're probably, if you're thinking about going to see this, you're probably going to enjoy it. That's really all I can think of to say. But if I think of anything else, as usual, I will post a update review, and I will let you guys know. I plan to do a Logan movie review, but if that doesn't work out, then I apologize. I'm going to try my best and get these movie reviews out as best I can. This one was just on the spot. I want to thank you all for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate all my viewers. I really, really do. It really helps me and makes me feel like I'm doing something worth your time. I appreciate any positive feedback. I really do. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you all have a great day.